Wondering if you can join Tour de Fleece even if you're not a master spinner? Stay tuned. Let's walk through it together. Hi friends, it's Doll from Doll Can Create. You can too. I'm wondering where you are on the whole spinning and creating spectrum. Well, today I'm going to talk about the Tour de Fleece because there's many of us in the spinning world that are gearing up for that. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'll be working on, and it's that time of year, you know. I'm not good enough to do Tour de Fleece. Those are the things I'm hearing, and I'm thinking, friends, of course you are. Of course you are. If you are brand new to spinning, you've never picked up a spindle, you've never sat down at a spinning wheel, this is the ideal time, the perfect time for you to step in. Can you tell I'm excited? This is the time where if you're brand new, you're learning, you're going to spin a little bit every day. You don't have to spin a whole lot, but spin a little bit every day and it will grow. It did with me. It really did. So what are we going to tell you today? When you first start spinning, especially, I don't know whether it's especially if it's a spindle, but a lot of people begin with a spindle because it's the most inexpensive entry point. It can look like rope. It can be overspun and tight and harsh. It can be underspun and you feel like it's not going to go anywhere. But that's normal because as you see that, oh, this is overspun, maybe I don't need to spin it so hard. Maybe I need to let go of it every once in a while to let the spin go up into the fiber. Here, let me show you. This is a big pile of fluff. This is BFL, Bluefist Leicester, and a Merino Cross from a local farm. It has been picked out, run through the carder maybe, but I'm not even sure about that because I think I can spin it directly from the lock. And I've got so much more of this to prepare. But this is what I'm working on right now. So let me show you what can happen. It's falling off the stool, falling off my legs. Hold on. Okay, so here I am with a small amount of this wool in my hand. It has been washed. The shepherd washes it before she sells it. So, and I'm not even going to use a leader. That's another way to start. But I just hook my hook in a little bit, if I can. There. And I pull it out. This is a long wool, which means the staple length is longer. It's not like little tiny short pieces, but it spins up really well. So you spin and you let it drop and you pull it out and let it drop. Now, when I first started, I would hold the spindle in my legs like that. Stop and start, also known as park and draft. And I haven't got the hang of winding it on my hand in a butterfly motion like a lot of people do. I just haven't gotten there. So I just spin and pull and spin and pull and spin and pull. Just like that. Just like that. So the Tour de Fleece begins July 5th, I believe, and ends on the 26th or 27th. So it gives us a good 3 weeks. Oops. A good 3 weeks to practice, to do what we're going to do. There, I'm back. Gives gives us a bit of time to work on everything here. I've got my notes. I don't want to miss anything that's important for you. If you've ever wondered about the process of slow fashion, creating things for yourself, might I suggest that you can jump in right wherever you are. Now, if you spun in the past, or you have a wheel that's sitting in a spare room that you haven't touched in months, maybe this is the time to pull it out and give it a go again. What's holding you back? Because you know what? There's nobody testing you. Nobody's going to say, but you can't do that, because you may have challenges, but you definitely can. Now, I spindle spin in my rocking chair right here. Sometimes I roll the spindle off the arm of the chair when I'm spinning, and then when I'm plying, I roll it off my leg, because you got to go the opposite direction, right? So that seems to work really well for me. I'm trying to think, what are the things that have frustrated me? What has frustrated me in the past is getting a really beautiful, more expensive merino cone top. Very smooth, very silky, but not being able to control the fibers. And that's how it was when I was new. I wasn't able to control them. But by using something like the long wool, like this, oh, there's a shorter piece. It grabs onto itself really easily, and it will open up really easily. I would also suggest, if you're looking at a natural fiber, to maybe go with a Cordale or a Shetland. I love Shetland. Cordale is wonderfully soft. A hand-prepared merino, maybe. There's a bunch of different things that you can try. Not too sure where to find a spindle? You can check on Etsy, whatever you want to call it. There's lots there in every territory in the world that you can decide. And do you want a 3D spindle? I have a 3D. I've shown this before. I love this one. Again, it's short, so I can spin while I'm sitting in the chair. The little one I was showing you, this will come up backwards for you, but it's a small Ashford. And it spins really fine because it's not very heavy. So that's a possibility. There's all sorts of spindles out there. eBay would be another place. Facebook Marketplace would be another place where you can check it out and maybe get something that's within your budget. You don't have to go high end all at once. And in fact, if you really wanted to be bold, if you're a little bit more creative, you can take a wooden toy wheel, a dowel, and a cup hook. That's pretty straightforward. And I have done that. I have one spindle from years ago that was made with a circle of an Alaska black spruce branch that my husband cut for me. And it spins really well. It spins really well. It's not one of my favorites because it still has some of the bark on the outside, and I don't want to wear it off. So it's kind of special. But I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. If you check online, you can find tutorials on how to make them with old CDs. If you have old CDs lying around, there's ways to make them from CDs as well. Are you looking for a team to join? Because there are teams. Ravelry has a number of Tour de Fleece teams. The YouTube channel Mine Wolden has a group of us who will be doing the Tour de Fleece. My friend Tracy at the Passionate Spinner has a not Ravelry, but a Patreon group who will be following her on Tour de Fleece. And it's so much fun. Oftentimes you'll pick up hints and tips along the way from people Some people just started. Some people have been spinning since they were a youngster, but you'll learn something new from everyone. And there's no pressure. We are not in a competition like the cyclists are. Yeah, no. Now, we are in the Chaos Goblin group. We will be tracking our distance, how many meters or kilometers we're going to be spinning over the time. And I'm going to be away for a week. So for a week, it's only going to be the spindle. A lot of the other time I'll be on the wheel because I can spin further on the wheel than I can on the spindle. And I asked somebody one time, well, which is better? Which gives you more production? And the truth is, the wheel is faster as far as production goes, but the spindle, sometimes you can get more done because you can spin as you walk, as you're moving around, as you're outside listening to the birds, or well, you can take your wheel outside too, for that matter. But there's all sorts of things like that. But here are a couple of hints for you. Spin for 10 minutes a day. You don't have to spin 5 pounds of wool. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I'm not going to spin 5 pounds. You can try plying, and there's different techniques for that. And if you're interested in how I ply specifically, leave a comment below, and maybe I'll do an extra tutorial on that. There's no pressure, there's no perfection, just sure joy, lots of community fun, and getting our hands busy creating. Now, I know there may be some of you wondering, well, hey doll, every time we see you, you're wearing like 1, 2, or 3 of the same things. You're almost always wearing the same thing. And it's true. It's true. I have a minimal wardrobe, intentionally. And this dress, I have 2 of. So if you see me in this dress today, but you see me in it tomorrow, it may not be the same dress. It'll be the other one. And I'm very conscious of the clothing that I purchase, where it comes from, whose hands have created it. And when I think about what I do with my spinning and how I can create a shawl for myself, I can spin and create a shawl for someone else. I can add my prayers into that. I can keep my feet warm. Now, I am using commercial sock yarn right now, but my goal is to spin for socks. I make my mittens mostly from hand spun. My blankets are hand spun. My hats are hand spun. There's just so much I can do where I'm not going out to the shop. I'm not going to the store to buy something. And if I do want to buy something, I try to look at what that store has to offer, where it's coming from where it's coming. It's the same with food, clothing, and specifically for me now, my fiber work. So if you ever wonder, you see my Arna and Carla's blanket up on the wall here. It's still there. Still has work to do. But it's a nice piece of art as well. It's almost all done with hand spun. Little bits and pieces. It's the Astrid. So if you're on the Arna and Carla's website, you can find that. But you know what? I just finished these 2 skeins yesterday and today. These 2 little tiny skeins. From my spindle, I wound them onto a mason jar. So I did a bunch and put them on one jar, and a bunch and put them on the other jar, set the jars on the floor, applied them together. So I have 20, 40, maybe 50 yards between the 2 of these. And this is the fiber I'm spinning. Isn't that lovely? And it was hand dyed. And this was a surprise elf gift that I received for the St. Distaff Day exchange. So I've been doing all of that on Spindle. I have brown from the same person that will be on Spindle. I got another box about a week ago, and I have brown in it that will be on Spindle, as well as a colored. So I have lots of things to spin around me, and I'm so, so excited. You're not, let me just put it this way. You don't need permission to spin in Tour de Fleece. Just do it. That's a Nike thing. Just do it. You don't need permission. There's no entrance fee. There's no prizes at the end except for you patting yourself on the back and saying, you know, I can do this. And I believe that you can. I just want you to have the best experience of Tour de Fleece as you can. I don't know how often I will be posting because I will be on holidays through most of it actually, although I will be home. So watch for my shorts, the short videos I mean. I'll probably be spinning outside. I'll be spinning inside. I'll be knitting. I'll be doing all the things that Doll does. So again, this is Doll from Doll Can Create. You can too. And I want you to do what you want to do. And if this is something you want to jump into, just send me a message down below and say, I'm in. I'm in. And that way I can give you encouragement as well. But for now, many blessings. And remember, this is Doll from Doll Can Create. I believe you can too. Happy June, everybody. God bless.